Hi, I'm Lyndon Pfeiffer. I'm a chiropractor. I've been a chiropractor for over 20 years. And there's a statement that I've heard over and over and over again that I wanted to make a video to respond to. So that statement is, I've never needed a chiropractor. So as a chiropractor, that's heartbreaking. But I made the following 2-minute video to explain why you do need chiropractor. Now bear in mind, some of the numbers were big and huge and scary and things like that. So we rounded the ratios and the numbers just a bit to keep the concept simple to explain. So the following 2-minute video, by the time you get done, you should understand the importance of regular chiropractic care on your spine and your brain and your health. Please enjoy. Okay, hi, Lyndon Pfeiffer here at Chiropractor. The next 2 minutes I'm going to try to explain to you guys why people that say they've never been to a chiropractor or never needed a chiropractor really actually do. So this is basically for people who think chiropractic is only for pain control or pain management. So we're going to go through it pretty quick, but follow along if you can. So we all know that we have a brain and we have a nervous system. So brain and nerves. Your brain connects to every cell, tissue, and organ in your body via the nervous system. So the nervous system, every organ in your body, sends messages back to the brain. Now if you look at this real quick, I couldn't do the numbers because it's way difficult. So it's 20 million billion bits of information are sent to the brain every second. Okay? That's a lot of information. A lot of zeros go up in there. So here's what we got going on. Your brain processes information and responds to it if it can. So every cell, tissue, and organ in your body is sending information to the brain via the nervous system. And they're sending it all the time, every second of every day of every. So we get lots and lots of information going up to the brain. Now the brain has to process that information and the brain responds. The interesting part is the brain responds. So for every 40 bits of information that get to the brain, one message is sent out. So it takes all the information it gets, it gathers it, it processes it, and it sends down a response that's best going to serve the body for health and healing. So that's what we have going on here. Mechanoreceptors are, well, they're cells, I guess we'll call them that, but they're in your muscle tissue. And basically they're the ones that tell you, if I close my eyes, I know my finger's on my nose. Those are mechanoreceptors telling the brain where I'm at in space. Okay? The highest concentration of mechanoreceptors are at the base of your skull. So 1, 2, and 3. And there's like 80% of the mechanoreceptor activity occurs in that area. Chiropractors typically work on that area. So I'll move over here because there's 2 quotes that basically are going to tell us what's going on. So Norman Deutsch, he's a medical doctor. He deals with neuroplasticity, the brain's development, how the brain rewires itself to certain circumstances. And what he's come up with is as people become immobile, they see less, they hear less, and they process less new information. And in turn, their brain atrophies or gets smaller. Okay? If we're not getting the 20 million billion bits of information reaching the brain, we're not getting the information to keep the brain processing the way it should be. Roger Sperry, he's a Nobel Prize winner for brain research. He came up with the conclusion that 90% of the stimulation and nutrition to the brain is generated by the movement of the spine. Okay? I'm a chiropractor, we deal with spines. So these are 2 important things that relate to what's going on over here. Okay? I'm going to erase the board, and we're going to do one more thing that's going to help you understand why it's important to see a chiropractor when you're feeling pretty good. Okay? Okay, I won't apologize for the quality of this video because I'm not a videographer, but it's the message that's important. So in the first part of this, we learned about how important it is for the brain to get all the messages it needs to respond properly to what's going on. And the brain needs that movement. The movement of the spine is basically what feeds the brain. So next part, stress response. Okay? We have 3 kinds of stresses that we all deal with: physical, chemical, and emotional stress. Okay? Your body has one response to that, and that is called the stress response. And you've all experienced it. It's the adrenaline rush you get when you're really scared. Okay? But what happens during that? Basically, your heart rate increases, blood pressure, cholesterol goes up in your blood, and you get more blood to your muscles. That's to protect you in case you're fighting for your life or you're going to run away. Things that decrease during the stress response: your immune response decreases, digestion, and then any non-essential functions. Basically, all the energy is put into saving your life, fight or flight. So the idea is how important this is because they've done studies now. I'll move over here. They've done studies. People that were not in pain, they found subluxation in, they adjusted them, and the cortisol levels dropped. So basically, if you're subluxated, the bone out of place, putting pressure on a nerve, it's a stress to the body. Your body produces that stress response. So the important part is studies show removal of non-symptomatic people, removal of the subluxation by people that had no pain, produces reduction in stress response, lower cortisol levels, along with blood pressure, things like that. And it's easily trackable, easily reproducible in studies. So what's going on and why is it important to see a chiropractor nowadays? Look at, we got texting. Text neck is probably huge. Sitting all day, screen time. Those are all physical stresses to the body. Physical. We got food additives, we got drugs, we got pollution, we got etc. There isn't food out there that you can't find. Well, you can, but it's hard to find. Our diets are not as healthy as they used to be. And then we are now sitting in the most emotional, stressful society we've ever had. Kids are having more stress than adults did back during the Great Depression. So we got lots of things we're trying to figure out. People are living in this stress response state, and a chiropractor's job is to find those subluxations, remove them, and take that person a little bit out of that. Okay? So hopefully this all makes sense. I know I went fast, and I was trying to get it done in 2 minutes, and I'm sure I went over it. But there'll be more information coming, but this is the starting point for me.